Hello, everybody, and welcome back again to another episode of I Don't Know Talks. I would like to say thanks to each and every single one of you that came back again to listen and watch this episode. On today's episode, I got a chance to have a chit chat with Harlan. He's my friend, and currently he's an English tutor. Probably today we'll be talking a little more about English and about his experience as being an English tutor. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. So yeah, just let's get into it. Hi, Harland.
Good
Um, ho-
evening.
yeah, good evening, Harlan. Yeah, good evening. How was your weekend, Harlan?
Oh, weekend. It's been good. Yeah,
It's been good.
nothing really special. Thanks for asking
Okay.
anyway. What about you? Is it good?
It's been lots of fun. I think today I went out like sightseeing with my cat, and also I took part in a program called Flash and Islamic Boarding School. Probably you have
Mhm.
heard about it before, like pesantren kilat, or if we call that in Indonesia. And also I become the
Mm.
committee in there, and I think today was such a blissful day for me. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm doing like today on the weekend.
Well, it's very good. I mean,
Okay.
it's a good thing to do during Ramadan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good thing. That's why I decided like to take part on that program. So maybe it's gonna be maybe useful for myself, and also, to using the time wisely in this Ramadan, right? So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, well, I want to start off our conversation by asking you, where are you from, by the way, Harlan? And maybe you can introduce yourself in a briefly to all the listener right now.
Yeah, you're right. I almost forgot. Hello, everyone. I'm Harland. I live in Jakarta right now. I was born in Jakarta and I've been living in Jakarta for 23 years. Means that I'm 23 years old. So, yeah, that's all.
Okay, all right. So, Harlan is an English tutor right now, right? Harlan, is it right?
Correct.
So, how long have you been an English tutor?
Well, it's been actually quite a long time. I've been teaching English for more than, I don't know, probably more than 1 year. Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, wow, that's quite a long time. So, probably I'm gonna ask you again about what's something that has been changed your life until like when you become an English tutor? Like, what something has changed your life?
I believe that there's been so many things change, but I just do not realize it. But since I love English very much, I genuinely love teaching as well, especially kid teenagers. So, yep, I think I've been making good things.
Okay. All right, okay. So like, when was the first time? Okay, I'm going to decide to teach English for children, for teenager. So, how do you feel at that moment when you decided to become an English tutor? So, is it your plan since long time ago to become an English tutor? Is this like, a plan that just suddenly you came up in your mind, and okay, I'm gonna be an English tutor because you suddenly have that interest to learning to teach people in English like that, or how is that?
I believe that everyone, also you, we've been learning English since we were in school, since we were in junior high school, maybe elementary school, and I felt that I genuinely love English, and when I took some courses, English courses in LIA, LIA, and also IEC, it stands for English Intensive Course. It made me realize that I wanted to do the same thing like them. I want to teach. I actually didn't have planned to teach English, but there was one point. My friends a friend's. He had a sibling, and he really needed an English teacher at the time. So I was at his house. And I don't know. He asked me to teach him personally. So since then, I decided to teach more students. No problem.
So since when the first time you discovered about English and you just fall in love with this language and yeah, like that?
When did I find out I fell in love?
I mean,
That's
into
sounds
this
sweet.
language. It's kind
I
of
think
too
it was-
much to fall in love to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was back then in 2018 or 2019. When it was during I took some course like I said in Leah. So I think since then.
Okay. So since at that moment, or okay. So how do you feel when the first time, okay, I'm going to decide it to teach English? Like, so have you ever felt like you're not good enough when your friend asks you to become English tutor and like to decided to teach, children? Have you ever felt not good enough to become a teacher? You just don't believe in yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel that. I as a normal human being, I feel that kind of thing. Because, when teaching junior high school students can be very challenging for me. Because at that age, it's really hard. It's very difficult for them to learn a new language. In English, such as grammar rules, vocabs, and pronunciation.
Okay, so it's like a lot more challenging for you because you need to like face to face with these children, and you need to make them interested to learn this language, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of struggles that I face during teaching, because junior high school students often have shorter attention span than older students, comparing to high school students.
Okay, I see. So how did you encourage them to be more interested and to make them learn this language? I mean, it's as you said before, it's quite a lot more challenging for you. So how do you try to make your students to learn this language? Like, what would you do?
Well, teaching junior high school students requires patience, of course, flexibility, and your willingness to adapt to every student. I mean, they have their own unique needs and circumstances. By understanding and addressing these common challenges, I can create a supportive and engaging learning environment for all of the students.
Like, can you give maybe more example about how is the engaging learning?
Okay, I remember I had my first student, and he's really into online game, and I was finding a way how to engage with him. So I tried to watch a video on YouTube about the game that he played at the time. So yeah, after watching the video, I knew how to engage, how to get close with him by talking about the game that he plays. So he would feel comfortable when I teach him.
Okay, so you try to get to know more about this kid, like what he was interested in, and then you try to learning more about what he's interested in, and then you just trying to talk with them with the topic that they're interested in, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, by engaging, by getting close with them, with their interest, it's much more, it's easier than by just teaching without any something like that.
Okay, I got you. It's really interesting when you're trying to get to know more about your students, and I just felt it was me because I was pretty reluctant to learn this language when I was like in middle school back then. It was because I found it's really hard to learn English. I didn't know how to make it easy. I didn't know how to make it interesting, you know. But it was actually fun if we found it by our own. I mean, it's going to be more delightful if we learned this language in our own way, in an interesting way, so we could become more enjoyable, not being restricted learning this language, or not being kind of like get a pressure. I need to be more and more, unless I think it's a lot more better if we find it what is the thing that we are interested in, right? Rather than we trying to like pushing ourselves and I need to learn by probably by the grammar, but we actually didn't really into grammar. And I think it's a lot more easy if you find it more easy, like learning by video game, or like watching some YouTube that you're really into the content like that. Yeah, that's really amazing. That's really good. So what was the most difficult part of your life when you become an English tutor? Like, which one is the most difficult for you?
Right. To be honest, I never studied about psychology, and I don't know about them as the psychology of junior high school students, but this is what I've been feeling. I think there's several reasons why is it very hard comparing teaching senior high school students. I think one of the reason why is because some junior high school students, they struggle with motivation, especially if they feel disconnected from the material or see no immediate practical application for what they are learning. They will feel less motivated. And also I see that students in this age are going through significant hormonal changes. It can impact their behavior and emotions, and also ability to focus. So the teachers, I may need to be patient, and I have to be really understanding as students navigate these changes. So I think, and also the attention span. Like they have short attention span. It can make it challenging for me to keep them engaged in class during the class and focused on the material that I give them.
Okay, I see. Yeah, especially when maybe like maybe in that time they just don't have the mood to studying and just want to playing around with their friends, like running, and it's going to be a lot more harder to to manage your class, right? And okay, so what about the best part of being an English tutor for like children, like for the junior high school? What was the best part of that?
The best part. Okay. So there's this one student that I have, and he once said to me, I really want to be fluent in English because I want to talk with my friends in an online game, so I can play with him, so he can play with them. His friends are mostly foreigners, so they communicate in English. And you know what? He's just, probably 11 years old. He's really, he's very young, and he's really smart, and that makes me feel good. I mean, he already has his intention. He already has goal for learning English, so it feels good to me.
Okay, so you just felt good because you're one of your students, right? Get that.
Yep.
Finally they got their own intention why they want to learn this language, because it's gonna be really hard for children to as adult we try to like creating their own intention. It's gonna be hard if it's not from their intention at all.
And also English is a universal language, right? And it is the language of business, it is the language of science, it is the language of technology. So having a strong foundation in English during junior high school will open up more career opportunity in the future. Many jobs today, it requires English proficiency. You know it, right? And
Yeah.
Employers, they often prioritize candidates who are fluent in the language.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely, 100% right. Because, for young people nowadays, they just tend to think that English wasn't important at all for them. Like, it's not crucial. Why would I need to learn this language? I mean, like, you're not gonna felt maybe the beneficial of learning this language until you got older, when you go to maybe like college, or when you go to probably trying to get a real job. I think, yeah, nowadays, like, a lot of job require that you need to be able to speak English. So I mean, there's no way for you guys to not to learn this language. I mean, if you have time right now, I mean, just started off learning this language. I mean, right away.
Yep, you're right.
All right then. What about how long have you been learning this language? I mean, in a serious way. Maybe like you've been stuck at some point in your level and you just like don't want to study this language anymore. Have you ever felt like that? And how long have you been learning? And yeah,
I started to focus learning English, this language.
it's been 3 years. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly.
You don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. Oh, okay, it's fine. How long have you been using what we call that? The platform, the Freeport. Like, how long have you been using that platform?
I've been using Talk for 2 years.
For years?
For 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, two.
Okay, got it.
And you, I mean, how long have you been using that platform, if I may ask?
I think it's been almost 2 years. I think 1 year and a half. I'm quite along.
Right.
I'm quite along to using that platform. I think 2021. Like, yes. I mean, I don't when I was still in 11th grader. I don't remember, like in the first semester. Yeah, I think it's been almost 2 years. And yeah, that's how I'm using it. That platform is just really out of the box. I mean, like, it's really helped me out to increase my speaking skill, especially. And yeah, and also I got a lot of friends from there. No doubt. What about you? What do you think? What do you think about our platform? Just be honest. Like, how do you think about our platform?
Yeah, it's technology. It can be very extremely beneficial for us, for people who want to learn English, right? And also students. It can be very beneficial for English language. Students.
Yes, exactly. Students. Yeah. Okay. I just really want to push across the point about maybe what do you think about now teachers nowadays in school, especially, they just focus on grammar to teach the students, and that's why the students don't really enjoy learning English. Like, how do you think about it? Maybe it's just like the curriculum written like that. That's why they need to teach the students by teaching them with the grammar. So, but how do you think about this thing?
What do you think? Well, to be honest, I'm a student as well. I have to be a student in school. It feels boring to me when they try to engage with the students without knowing our interest. They just teach the grammars, the grammar rules, the vocabs, pronunciation, but they have no idea at all about our interest. It feels boring to me. So that's why I took those experience to make me a better teacher, to a better tutor. So I try to create positive learning. If you decide to, if you want to teach English for students, you can create a positive learning environment by knowing their interest, and it can help the students feel comfortable and feel more motivated to learn English, and also encourage participation, to show interest about the students, giving them a chance to talk. Yeah, I think it's all.
Well, Harlan, thank you very much to coming to this podcast. It's been a lots of fun. So grateful to have you in here, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you as well. I appreciate it for inviting me to the podcast.
All right. So, Harlan, maybe do you have any final words, or any thoughts, anything you can share to all the listener right now?
Yeah. If you want to learn a language, especially English, watching English movie or TV show is one of the great way for you to improve your listening and comprehension skill. And reading books as well, it can help you to improve your vocabs and grammar. Try to listen to podcasts like this. This podcast is very good. But practice and feel confidence is the best thing. I mean, it's something that you must have. If you no matter how much you watch English movie, no matter how much you listen to podcasts, no matter how much you read English books, but if you do not practice, if you don't use it, it's pointless. Because the best way to learn a language is to use it.
All right, then. Okay, thank you so much again, Harlan. That's really amazing words for the closing podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so for those who have been listening to this podcast and watching until the end, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Thank you so much. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode. See you.
See you.